YouTube, what up? Big Reed here checking in live for no days off, man. Just out here enjoying one of these sunny days, man. Been a minute. Been raining, snowing, sleeting. Kind of crazy shit. And we don't be used to that shit down here in Alabama, but we got it. But no, man, just decided to go ahead and drop a little quick video today. I'm gonna try not to be too long. I'm gonna try to stay on topic. Man, about if y'all seen my last video, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, go watch it. Hey man, y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on these videos, man. That boy, he doing his main dance. But since we already over here, this girl here was bred. Yeah, she started last week. Just think her last breeding, where her last lock was yesterday. All right, she's not receptive. She still has that smell, so he doing his little main dance. All right, she was bred to this boy here, Juggernaut. He got his little rawhide. He enjoying that. And what Goof Goof at? Oh, they go Goof Goof right there. Colossus. Yeah, he walking away. This is the second male that she was bred to. All right, Colossus. All right, let's get into this dual SIRED, however you want to pronounce it, breeding, right? Okay, I had plans on using both of them, well, breeding her to both of the males anyways, but the only thing I did was I knocked 2 breedings out with one. That's it. There's no extra stress on the female. There's nothing different. It's not going to be some kind of crazy ass genetic mutation where one puppy's going to be SIRED by both dogs. None of that. It's just like 2 separate breeding. All of it just happened at one time. All right. Reason being, that garners me another breeding is her time, I plan on using her 3 times within my program. 3 at the most. All right. So let's get into this reason I did it. Okay. She is the only flaws. Is size. She has some flaws, you know what I'm saying? Her head could be bigger, snout probably a little bit too long, blah, blah, but as far as the major flaws, as far as the feet, the high rear, the bite, the tail, all that is correct. Correct. All right, we took her to Juggernaut, which this will be a line breeding. Hold on, y'all. Get over here. Gotta watch these little jokers, man. They'll be across town somewhere. Like they know where they going. Look at her. Little fat self. Look at her. Barely can run. What you doing, Hank? What you doing, pretty boy? Huh? What you doing, Hank? Y'all see the puppy style, man. They 4 months old. So, but anyways, back to the conversation. Okay, Colossus. Since he's standing over here, I'm trying to get this done quickly, guys. He has a high rear. She does not. Okay, this video is going into traits. It's going into traits. Y'all have to understand traits. All right, get y'all to understand this. It's gonna be. I'm gonna simplify it as much as I possibly can. All right, you cannot. I repeat, you cannot get rid of a trait, which is, an underbite, a fucking high rear, easty westy feet in one breeding. It takes 3 to 4 generations to change a trait. Not remove, to change a trait. Right? And that comes with a question mark also, because some traits are more dominant than other traits, so they're harder to get rid of. And then you got to also look at how much inbreeding and line breeding was done within the dog's pedigree, right? Just like he has easty-westy feet, I know where it comes from. It comes from his father's side, which is the top side of his pedigree. There's no easty-westy feet or major easty-westy feet on the bottom side of his pedigree. Along with hers, she has none on the top or the bottom. Hey, Thanos. Okay, so his mother is her great aunt, so they're cousins, right? Is it also this breeding would be considered a line breeding on the bottom side of the peg, right? He is one generation towards correcting his feet because his mother did not have that trait, right? Her mother or father did not have that trait. So the pups off there will be 2 generations headed in the directions of moving their feet. You have to understand this. You have to look at the grandparents too. You can't just look at the parents and be like, oh, well, okay, how many times did them feet show up? How many times does the feet show up in the pedigree matters? Because that determines how strong that trait is. If y'all understand what I'm saying. The more times it shows up, the more time that underbite, that high rear, them easty-westy feet, the more times it shows up within the 3, within the, I mean, I guess you can say the 3 or 4 generations, the more times it shows up, the stronger that trait is. Understand that. Just because she is a clean dog, that does not mean that she does not have bad traits behind her. That's why you have dominant traits and you have recessive traits. All right? Y'all understand it. I say, guys, I mean, if y'all would some of y'all take the time out, man, genetics is something that's free on YouTube. Just look it up and it would teach you simple genetics. It's just this simple. Like I said, the more times it shows up, well, back to what I was saying, the more times you see that trait in a dog, the harder it's gonna be to get rid of that trait because it's dominant, right? So his feet, the only time his feet shows up is on his father's side, and it goes back a while. Y'all know about the red line dogs. I mean, I'm not gonna bullshit y'all. Okay, on to Colossus, wherever he may be. Okay, that's it. Thor, stop. Yeah, they just playing with this tree. He has a high rear, right? And it comes from his father's side, the top side. His grandmother on his father's side had a high rear. His father has a slight high rear. Well, I think it was one more time it showed up. I don't remember where. So, as y'all can see, he has a slight high rear, which he's in the XL, as you can see, which is acceptable, right? So that is going to be a little bit easier to fix than that. Why? Because it shows up a lot on the top side of his pedigree. These east to west, it shows up a lot. What you want, big boy? Huh? You tired? Okay. So y'all understand the thing is with these traits, man, is one breeding is not gonna fix any. I mean, it's not gonna eliminate that trait. It's not gonna remove that trait. It's just a start on. It's the start towards removing that trait. Because just like some of these puppies are gonna come out with high rear, some of them gonna come out with easty westy, some of them gonna come out and they're not gonna have easty westy or high rear. You know what I'm saying? It just all depends on how you breed the dog. You know what I'm saying? You have to look back within the pedigree too. It's just not the parents. You have to understand that you're not just breeding based off of what's in front of you. You have to look at the grandparents and sometimes the great grandparents, depending on how much line breeding and inbreeding has been done. That's the purpose of you receiving a 3 to 4 generation pedigree, so you can get a good understanding on what you're doing. All right? But that's it. Just wanted y'all to understand that about traits, man, and as far as how it goes with breeding dogs, as far as determining what are you going for. Okay, just like these puppies. Pepper, she's up there. Thor, he's still trying to get his groove on. They are the mother and father to these pups. I went into this breeding trying to fix minor things, not major things, just minor things. He, besides his loose skin, he has a good bite, tight feet. He's slight easty-westy, slight. He has no high rear. Same thing with her. As far as just the minor things, as far as like head structure and stuff like that, that's it. But I went into this breeding trying to lock in size. These pups are 4 months old, and I think the biggest pup right now weighs a little bit over 50 pounds. I went in trying to lock in size because my structure was fine. Her feet are nice and tight. She has straight feet. No high rear. Good. Her rear is stronger than his, which, like I said, that's an easy fix. That's not something you have to. It's not gonna just keep showing up. So, but as far as structure and the snout length, but it really does not. The snout length really doesn't bother me because that's something you can fix too. I'm not gonna run into a bunch of breathing issues. You know, the sun's but that's the reason. I understood what I was doing when I was breeding these two dogs together. I knew what I was looking for. I'm looking to lock that size in which I got it. These pups, they're not the biggest pups at 4 months, but they damn good sized pups at 4 months. If I can find Debo, he running somewhere. He's over 50 pounds. So, but traits. You guys understand that when you're breeding dogs, it's not just what's in front of you. What's in front of you is very important. What's behind the dogs. You have to understand. You have to understand where that trait came from. You understand? You have to understand where it came from. How many times does it show up? So that's going to give you some kind of idea of how long it's going to take you to get rid of it. That way you're not chasing your tail. Because, oh man, I bred this motherfucker to a clean dog. Why does underbite keep showing up? Because that clean dog grandparent probably had an underbite that you didn't look up or you didn't know about. So that's the importance of knowing your dog's pedigree and what's behind your dog. Like I said, what's behind the dog is just as important as what's in front of you when it comes to breeding. Because you have to know where these traits come from, where they came from. How many times does it show up? These are things that you should know as a breeder when you putting these dogs together, so you can figure out some kind of roadmap on how to fix the traits. That way you can inform your customers, okay, man, this dog has this, and this. If you breed it to this flaw might show up. You breed it to that, this flaw. You should know the ins and outs of your dogs. And I know sometimes it's hard to get with, as far as, he's getting better now because of all these pedigree registries and stuff like that. So being able to see these dogs and stuff like that, and you got a lot of people posting in these groups and stuff on Facebook, blase. So people hang papers and shit all the time too. That's just something it's part of the game, but you really need to look into your dog's pet and really understand what you're dealing with when you're breeding them. And just know that it's not a one-shot deal with fixing a bad trait. It doesn't work like that. So, but all right, my battery getting low, y'all, but I just wanted to discuss that, man. Just dive into that a little bit. But until the next video, y'all, peace.